10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Kizzi's Friday Game Changers, taking your business to the next level.
Number one means you're always on top. You're on the number one.
Thanks for dropping in. This week is an elite game changer show, which means you get great business advice from some of the smartest game changers in the world, and I get the chance to put my feet up, take notes, and listen, learn, and innovate. Now, this week's elite game changers are Tiffany Kemp, founder of the commercial management firm Devant, Lisa Gable, CEO of FAIR, which stands for Food Allergy Research and Education. We also have Paul Harrison, the co-founders of Not Just Travel, and also in the house are Giovanni Pino and Ellie Vaisman, the founders of Saucy. And not forgetting, of course, we have great music from Deb Herdman. Every Friday should be a game-changing Friday. Don't go away.
Hi, this is Ray Zen.
Hi, I'm Jamie Martin from Ideal Shopping Direct.
I'm Kate Bell, founder of Zip Us In.
Hi, my name is Eirik Eide Patterson. I'm a co-founder of Seaborg Technologies.
Hi, I'm Katie Farrell, transformation coach, founder of The Catalyst for Life.
Hey everybody, I'm David Frangioni, CEO and co-founder of All Access IDA, Inspire and Develop Artists, and you're listening to Kizzi's Friday Game Changer. Check it out.
Hey guys,
it's Giovanni Pino here.
And Ellie Vaisman here.
And we are the founders of Saucy. Saucy is an end-to-end sourcing and supply chain company. We help Australian businesses find manufacturers overseas and manage their importing for them.
We've got offices in China, in India, teams in Vietnam, Indonesia, and we help businesses import amazing products for them to sell online.
What Saucy really does is helps entrepreneurs, innovators, and business owners bring their products to life. We're there through each step, helping you organise your quotes from the factories, vetting the suppliers, helping make international payments, production schedules, QCs, audits, freight and logistics.
And what we're here to do is help you get that brilliant product idea from a concept all the way through to a commercialised product in your hands for you to go out there and market to the world. We save our clients so much in costs, so much in time, and help them develop better products so that they can really grow their businesses.
And we just want to share with you some tips from our experience in business.
One huge contributor to our success has been consistently being courageous. It's really important to be bold in business and to go out there, put yourself out there and do things that you may not necessarily be comfortable with or feel like it's the perfect time, but it's never going to be the perfect time. So put yourself out there. Don't be scared to be bold. Your success is measured by how often and how greatly you put yourself into situations that you're not comfortable in. Take calculated risks, and you know the old saying, you've got to be in it to win it. So if you don't risk it, you're never going to get the biscuit. A good example of this in our company is when we've taken on projects that were a little bit outside of our scope, that we weren't sure if we had the exact knowledge and skills necessary. However, you quickly find out that we're all capable of doing amazing things, and you've just got to commit, and then you'll figure a lot of it out throughout the process and deliver a great result.
What we found really important was to also build a team around you, a team of experts. And they don't have to be expensive. You can utilise services like Fiverr, Freelancer and Upwork, but it's good to know when to delegate the skills that you don't have so you can focus on working on the business.
Remember, you can't do everything, and there are people out there who are extremely talented who can help you build your business and build you to where you want to be. Don't do it alone.
A great example of this is when we were first starting out, we had to build our own website, and we found really great designers and website builders located in India who could communicate absolutely fine, but they cost a fraction of what it would have cost here, and it allowed us to build the site that we wanted at a really reasonable cost and focus on other parts of the business.
Planning is extremely important for businesses to succeed. What we mean here is every quarter, every few months, even monthly, however frequently you choose to do it, it's important to take a step away from your business and spend a day focusing on your short-term goals, your long-term goals, your strategy, and reassess the previous planning session to see the progress and whether or not you're aligned or if you need to rejig or pivot.
A great example of this is at Saucy. Every 3 months, both the directors, Ali and myself, go away somewhere private, somewhere quiet, and we strategize. We pull out the whiteboards, we turn off our phones, no distractions, and we just think about the goals we want to achieve in that next quarter, and also track the goals that we've set for that year. Content is king, and it doesn't need to be really high quality, high polished pieces of content. At Saucy, we used to just record a monthly wrap up. It used to include all the projects that we're working on, anything exciting happening in the business, and it was shot on an iPhone and it was recorded in my dining room table, and that's how we did it for the first 6 months. And that content had helped our business so much because it was very genuine, it was very candid, and it gave people a great insight to what we were doing. So I recommend documenting as much as you can of what you do and letting people really know the people behind the business and the values of the company.
So there you have it, guys. We hope you enjoyed the tips. Hopefully they help you in your business, getting to where you want to be. If you ever need anything, if you ever like to get in touch, Giovanni and I are always here to help, and our teams are also here to help you. You can find us online at saucy.com.au or via our Instagram, YouTube or Facebook channels. All the best.
Hey there, this is Tanner Chister, CEO of Elite CEOs, and today you're listening to Kizzi's Friday Game Changers, the world's #1 podcast experience.
Hello, I'm Lisa Gable, Chief Executive Officer of FAIR, Food, Allergy, Research, and Education. We're headquartered in Northern Virginia, right outside of Washington, D.C. FAIR is the largest private funder of food allergy research in the world. And recently, we launched a goal to raise $200 million to fund research in therapies and diagnostics for the 32 million Americans living with potentially life-threatening food allergies, including 5.6 million children. I've worn a lot of hats through my career, and my experience spans entrepreneurial endeavors and public-private partnerships and business on behalf of presidents, governors, and Fortune 500 CEOs. Each role has allowed me to get to know different industries and sectors, but they've also each been key to shaping who I am as a leader and a professional today. And what my experience has shown me is that the path forward is never linear. That is a lesson that you should learn early and experience often. There's always going to be an unpredictable bump along the way. It could be an illness. It could be something with your family, a loss of funding, diplomatic squabbles, and now a pandemic. So I can truly say over the course of my 30 plus years, I've faced them all. Life changes, economic shifts, and societal events have taught me to rely on the strength of my partnerships and my team. They forced me to creatively streamline my approach to working, and that's enabled me to be better and more effective. So after 30 years, here's some things that I learned along the way. First, you should always take the opportunities around you and make the most of them. But secondly, you need to develop a best-in-class professional personal team to serve as a resource in whatever project is on your plate or that you want to take on. And what I mean by that is find people you trust, that you work well with, and they become a team of people you can bring in to multiple different projects because they're going to execute the way that you want them to execute, and they're going to understand what it is that you want to accomplish. As you move forward, make sure you leave a deliverable at every step. The things you build speak to your impact and your influence on the world around you. But even more importantly, you need to proactively help other people succeed. Your personal team, that group we just talked about, they're going to get stronger if you look for opportunities to help your friends work their way up the political, professional, and philanthropic ladder to get to where they need to be and get to where they want to be. And lastly, and most importantly, never give up. Sometimes you're going to have to pause, you're going to have to regroup, re-strategize, and reboot when necessary, but never, never give up. I'd like to give a big shout out to my amazing team and staff at FAIR who've built a food allergy research powerhouse. And to my husband, Jim Gable, he's been at my side through all of this. He's shared in this crazy entrepreneurial adventure. So Jim, thank you for a long partnership and a happy life.
Hi, I'm Deb Herdman. I'm the founder of Nine Sleepyhead, and I help parents solve sleep issues using music and play therapy. When I turned 40, I had empty nest syndrome and decided we should have another baby. My husband took some convincing, but 5 years later, our baby boy was born in 2007. I thought I had a complete handle on this parenting gig. But what floored me was my bundle of joy was my problem sleeper, and I didn't expect that when the other kids were sleeping through the night at 6 weeks old. Cat naps were his normal, and then he became a toddler that refused to go to sleep. I tried all sorts of sleep methods like toy music CDs, Brahms lullaby, classical music and white noise, but nothing produced any sleep consistency. I didn't like any traditional lullabies because they sounded so old-fashioned. It didn't match my gentle parenting philosophy. Nothing solved his now chronic sleep issues, and working split shifts as a nurse, I was feeling exhausted and irritable and felt like I was letting everyone down. I was also worried about his lack of sleep, but everyone said he would sleep better in his own time. Then magic happened. I took up piano near his first birthday, and a year later started professional classical lessons. Another year after that, I sat down late one night at my piano to unwind and compose the Nine music and lyrics. When I played it to him the next night, magic happened for both of us. As an experienced mum, I knew exactly what the music should be like. I wanted to sing to nice, soothing lyrics, but also complement this with the beautiful sounds of rhythmic and calming instrumental. Straight after the first draft of the score, when I tried it on my Tyler, he calmed right down, went to sleep and transitioned from my arms to his bed. Over the next week, this was our new way of settling, and what normally took a 2 to 3 hour process with me having to stay with him to stop him crying had him relaxed and sleeping 12 hours. So from my personal experience, I just had to help other parents around the world. My piano teacher just happened to be a brilliant song producer and was married to a singing teacher who had the perfect vocal quality for Nine. After almost a year in production, the unique sounds of the Nine lullaby long play was produced and was not like what you'd expect to hear from any traditional lullaby music. Other parents were getting the same brilliant results. And that led to me researching why my music was so successful when these parents had also tried everything. I was really surprised at what I learned, and it made total sense that changing sleep habits was more than just listening to music or changing sleep techniques. The Nine experience is just so simple. Now my business has been helping parents in Australia and internationally for over 7 years using the Nine music, play therapy and sleep consultancy. I've been able to develop the Nine Sleepyhead brand, author digital books and get published in print and online and feature on radio and podcasts in Australia and internationally as a baby sleep expert. It's an absolute joy to be able to help families living in the worst possible sleep deprivation circumstance to enjoy life again. For me, I've discovered a hidden talent for songwriting and love co-producing. Playing piano is part of my soul, and it's a real joy to introduce my music to the world's little people. I'm Deb Herdman. To find out more, visit ninegh.com. That's ninegh, Nigh.com. Sweet dreams.
I'm Brian Stolley, founding partner of Wildcat Venture Partners.
Hey, Tanja Lee here, all the way from Melbourne, Australia. I'm a leadership and mindset specialist for real estate and property professionals.
Hi, I'm Jonathan from Amplify.
Hi, I'm Johnny Cool, CEO of Pay by Phone UK.
I'm Kenneth Hafianyo, the founder of Jogbefa, an ethical fashion brand based in Ho, Volta region, Ghana. My Friday is never the same without Kizzi's Friday Game Changers.
Hello, my name's Paul Harrison and I'm the co-founder of the Travel franchise and Not Just Travel. And as the name indicates, we are a UK national travel franchise opportunity and we've helped over 750 people set up and run their own successful travel agency franchise in partnership with us. So I'm very excited to join you today, and I've been asked to talk about the subject of what advice would you give to your younger self. And having been an entrepreneur now for the last 20 years, mainly a home-based entrepreneur, I've made a significant income with 3 different companies now, a 7-figure income with 3 different opportunities, then hopefully I'm in a good place to kind of give this advice. And my first piece of advice would be to find a mentor, somebody who has been successful in the chosen area or field that you want to do business with. So somebody who could give you advice, give you mentorship, just be a shoulder to, not necessarily a shoulder to cry on, but someone to bounce ideas from, and someone who you trust and whose advice that you really cherish. So tip number 1, find a mentor who's been there, worn the t-shirt, has your respect, and who knows what they're talking about. My second tip would be a little phrase I've used throughout my business career, which is plan, do, review. Okay, so we're always thinking as entrepreneurs, we're always thinking outside the box, brainstorming, getting ideas, things we want to run with. So that's kind of the plan bit, if you like, always plan and think and just have that free thinking, if you like, then we have to execute. We have to do, so that's the do bit. We have to execute. We have to implement what the plan we've created. But then, more importantly, possibly than those two things, is to review. So, you spend some time thinking about a strategy, a plan, something you want to achieve. You go out then and you use time and effort and energy and resource to execute that. So it's really important you review what happened. Did it work? Did it go to plan? What did you learn from it? What would you do differently? What would you do again? So a little phrase that's kind of put me in good stead over the years: plan, do, review. My next tip would be really dream big, set high goals, and stay optimistic. It's the journey is a long journey. It's an eventful journey, and there's lots of kind of popular sayings around this. And it's better to dream big and fail than to kind of set small goals and achieve them. So do your best to think big, really push yourself, really test yourself and see, how far you can go, because, we tend to think small, certainly in the beginning, certainly when we're nervous, we don't have a track record behind us, we lack a bit of confidence, but at least have the goal, set the goal big. And the reason I say stay optimistic is you're going to get knocked off track. There's going to be bumps along the way. Lots of negative things have happened in the travel industry, my industry, in the last 10 years. But we always look for the positives that happen as a result of that. So for example, recently we've had Thomas Cook, who, a major UK brand, kind of wiped off the face of the earth, so to speak. So that's a really negative thing. But the optimistic thing is it's made consumers use travel agents more, look for that ABTA-bonded brand and consider more when they're booking a holiday and not kind of just doing it themselves. So there's always a positive to be found. My next tip would be to stay focused and keep to what works. I've seen many people achieve great success doing things a certain way, and then they kind of reach a certain level and it's almost like their ego takes over, or they forget what got them there in the first place and start doing things differently and then wondering why results are different. And I've always been a big believer in the basics, do what works, continue to do what works, repeat what is proven. And so, stay focused, don't chase the shiny object, don't change what you don't need to change. Obviously make improvements along the way, but really stay focused, keep to the basics and keep to what works. And my final tip would be, it's not what you make, it's what you keep. I was told this a long time ago. In those early days, I was a bit of a spender. I was a bit kind of couldn't wait to get the money in so you could, go out and spend it. I used to talk about sales volume and, the amount of sales and what have you. But really what matters is the profits, the bottom line, how much you keep, not how much you make. There's no point making $1 million if you spend 1.2 million. You're going to be 200 grand in debt. So that was a good bit of advice I was given early doors, and it's something, I can pass on to you today. So I hope those 5 tips make sense. Find a mentor, plan, do, and review. And that's in everything in your business and your life as well. Dream big and stay optimistic, stay the course. It will happen. Stay focused, don't chase shiny objects, and keep to what works, keep doing the basics. And it's not what you make, it's what you keep. So I hope that helps. I'd like to just offer a big shout out to my business partner, Steve Witt, who's been my partner throughout a lot of my entrepreneurial journey. My parents, I wouldn't be here without them, not just physically, but in terms of the help and support they've given me. My wife and family and all the people that I've worked with, big shout out and thank you to you guys for everything that you've helped me achieve so far.
Number 1 means you're always on top. You're on the number 1.
Hello, I'm Kevin Wenning, founder of Employee Art Program. My Friday wouldn't be the same without Kizzi's Friday Game Changers.
Hi, I'm Tiffany Kemp and I'm the founder and CEO of Devant, which is a commercial contracting consultancy. Devant's job is to help organisations to plan and deliver their commercial strategy and also to give them tactical commercial contracting support to help them run their businesses profitably and safely, keeping all their legal risk to a minimum. So what I wanted to talk to you about today is, what does every entrepreneur need to know about contracts? Because for most of us, let's face it, contracts are pretty tedious, not things that anybody gets very excited about. And if you're starting out in business, growing a business, or running a business, you might try to avoid contracts at all costs because you associate them with spending lots of money with solicitors, with grumpy customers who don't want to sign things, and generally with stress and tension. But if you want to build a successful business, having good contracts that reflect how you actually want to work and deliver your products or services to your customers can really help to build and cement value in your company. They can help to manage your risk so that you can limit your exposure if things go wrong. And if they're really good, they can prevent things going wrong in the first place by flagging up those risk areas and helping you and your customer to have sensible conversations about what you can both do to help things go right. So much focus with contract is around what happens if things go wrong. I would really love it if you could focus on, how do we help everything to go right? How do we make sure this business relationship delivers both of us exactly what we need? So what are the steps in creating contracts for your business? First of all, you need to be really clear about what your business objectives are in respect of this particular relationship. So if it's you selling your product or service to a customer, what are you going to give to them? What are they going to get out of the relationship? And what do you need from them in order to deliver a really excellent product or service to them? You might think, I don't need anything from my customer. All I need is that they pay me. But if you think about what you're delivering in a bit more detail, you might need some information from your customer. You might need, if you're developing a website, you'd need content, you'd need photographs. You'd need them to review things that you've prepared and give you feedback. If you're a cleaning company, you need to make sure that your customers give you access to the building when it's not full of people. Obviously, that's pretty easy at the moment because very few buildings are full of people except homes. But you need to have access to the building so that you can do your job. Even if you're just delivering copier paper, you may need your customer to make sure that there's somebody available to take delivery and to sign the delivery note when you arrive. So in most business relationships, each of you has certain obligations that you need to meet to make things go right. So think about what those are. What are you going to do for your customer to make sure that they are delighted with the outcome of your relationship? What do you need them to do for you to help you achieve your objectives and ultimately help them achieve theirs? So that's our first big question. Who does what when? What do we each need to do? Our second one is, when does money change hands? So most contracts are for cash. Not all of them. Some are quid pro quo. I'll do this for you if you do that for me. But most of the time, if we're in business, it's because we want to make money. What are the triggers for you getting paid? And what sort of things could stop you getting paid or cause you to get less money than you wanted? So does the customer have the right to assess the things you've delivered and say whether or not they meet their requirements? If that's the case, make sure that those requirements are really clearly documented so that you can objectively measure whether you've met them or not. And of course, if they don't pay, you want to make sure you've got remedies for late payment in there somewhere. And finally, the question that the lawyers always ask, that unpleasant though it is, we do need to think about: what happens if things go wrong? So it's important to have a view of what the risk is in your commercial relationships if things go a bit pear-shaped. Is somebody going to die? Is somebody's event not going to be able to happen as planned? Is somebody's business going to lose all its data or its cash or something? According to how big those consequences might be, you need to make sure your contracts clearly say what you can do to reduce the chance of those things going wrong and what the maximum liability your company is going to have will be if some of those things should happen. So there you go. That's your whistle-stop tour to what you need to have to make your business contracts deliver for you. I've been Tiffany Kemp. It's been really great talking with you. And I'd like to say a massive hello to all of the team at Devant and to the family, and especially to my lovely husband, Simon. Thanks for listening.
Love this game-changing interview? Share your thoughts by posting a comment. Sharing is caring.